Coo podcast, Series 8, Episode 2, Into the Dalek. I am your host, Molly Southgate, and with me is
Martin Southgate
and
Rob Southgate. All right, Molly, this was the second episode Peter Capaldi. So one thing that we found out in this is we're saying it wrong. We've been saying Dalek because we got that Chicago accent.
Dalek.
What is it really?
Dalek.
Dalek, yeah. So let's kind of talk about what the story was here. So in this episode, basically what happens, we see these soldiers fighting, and a ship blows up, and we see a Dalek ship, right?
Uh-huh.
And this woman, who's a soldier, she is about to die, and the doctor brings her onto the TARDIS.
Uh-huh.
And what we find out,
he has coffee.
Yeah, and he has coffee. I love that he had coffee. Ooh, I wish I had coffee.
Yeah, no one. He has coffee from the last time we saw the two of them.
Yes.
And she's like, and when he shows up with Clara's like, you brought that from 3 weeks ago. And he's like, oh no, 3 weeks. She's like, it's 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, in the TARDIS, apparently time speeds.
Yeah.
Because that's happened before with Matt Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
When he thought it was 2 days, it was like years.
Right. So yeah, he went for coffee 3 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
In Glasgow.
In Glasgow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So he shows up with Clara,
Uh-huh.
and he takes her aboard the ship. He says, we have to solve this problem. And what they're going to do, what the story is...
They're going into a Dalek.
Well, yeah, they've
Literally, they're going into the Dalek's whole thing.
Dalek.
Dalek.
They've captured a Dalek.
Just think of the song, Hello, Dalek.
Hello, Dalek. So they've captured a Dalek, but it's saying to exterminate the Daleks.
Uh-huh.
And they say, we need to inject you in to find out what's wrong with it. It's sick. And of course, at first the doctor's like, no way, right?
And then it says, all Daleks must be Daleks must be destroyed. And he made that little mistake right there.
Yeah, right. Well, that's when he's like, yeah, I need to do this. We need to go in. So he gets Clara, and that's what it is. It's kind of like there's a movie called Fantastic Voyage, where they take the scientists and they shrink them down to microscopic level, and they inject them into a sick person. Mm-hmm. That's what they were doing here. That's why he said that funny line. Yeah, go ahead.
There's something in Phineas and Ferb that they did just like that. They just shrunk them down. And
Phineas and Ferb, who do you think did it first?
Both.
No, Fantastic Voyage was like 50 years ago. Phineas and Ferb was like 2 years ago. So that's where they got the idea on Phineas and Ferb. I'd like to see that episode. Is that the one when the little guy got stuck up on top of the ceiling fan when they shrunk him down and he got stuck up there and he's like, hey, help me?
Probably.
Yeah, I think I remember it better than you do. Yeah, take that.
I remember there's something about a grilled cheese in it.
Of course you remember grilled cheese.
Yep. Grilled cheese. So, Fantastic Voyage, they go in to save this person. It's like the president or something. It's been a while since I've seen it. Watch, I'm going to get hate email about this. You don't know what you're talking about. Uh-huh. But here, he gets injected in with Clara to...
And two of the other soldiers.
Three other soldiers.
3 other soldiers.
Yes.
Okay, wait. One of the other soldiers...
Try to save the Dalek. Yeah.
One of the other soldiers was the dad on Pram Face.
Yeah, another BBC show that we like. And we love him on there.
Ben Crompton, he plays Keith, and he's one of our favorite characters on that show.
Yeah, and he is the one that bites it first. The antibodies, when he shoots something into the Dalek because it looks like it's all metal. He thinks, okay, I'm going to shoot this cable and we're going to go across it. And as soon as he shoots it, the doctor's like, no, it's now...
Both of them... Whoa. But 2 of them shoot down.
Yes.
And then the doctor starts.
Right. And what happens is it's just like a body. When there's an infection, the body sends antibodies to try to destroy the infection. In this case, it's Keith. Keith is the infection that has to be destroyed.
Yep.
So do you remember what the doctor does?
The doctor says, here, take this pill, it'll help you. And then he takes it, then he just can disintegrate.
Yeah, so what was he doing with the pill? Did you catch what he said?
He said he was dead already.
Right, he said he's dead already. What he was doing is he had him take the pill so that he'd be able to track where they took the body.
Yeah.
So when they disintegrated the body, it had to take the meat or whatever somewhere for the Dalek to digest it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the doctor was trying to figure out. So if he gives them this thing, they'll be able to find which part
So he couldn't save him.
he was in.
But he did this
They could track him.
so they could try to save the rest of them.
And the doctor said he's dead already. How was that?
Well, because there was nothing they could do to stop the antibodies from killing Keith.
Mm.
That's what it is.
It wasn't Keith on this show.
Well, he's Keith to me. I don't know what he was on this show.
Keith on Pramface.
We're calling him Keith. So they go to this gross, stomach area on the Dalek, and it's really gross. But they show that that's where it breaks down protein, and he says they're inside the most dangerous thing in the universe, which is a Dalek.
Uh-huh.
But right here in the stomach is the safest place inside the most dangerous place in the universe. Because they don't go there. This is where it's just processing protein. So, kind of gross.
Uh-huh. And he said, this is all human. And she's like, so Keith's in here?
Yeah, gross. Yeah, because he would be.
I think was Joe.
Oh.
Okay, well, we'll call him Keith.
Keith. Okay. And he said, yeah, top layer if you want to talk to him.
Yeah, gross. Because
If
he's
you want to
just
say a few words.
Because he's just kind of skim on top.
She did not think that was at all funny.
No.
And no one said too soon.
Yeah, no. No one thought it was funny,
It
but
clearly was too soon.
But me. I did not find it too soon. Well played, Doctor.
Uh-huh.
So now they have to try to figure out, how to get to help the Dalek. And the Doctor figures out that there must be a radiation leak inside, right?
Uh-huh.
So they go to where the radiation leak is, and what does he do?
He takes a screwdriver, seals it up, and he says, how are you feeling, Rusty?
Yeah, you're all better, right? And what happens?
And he started saying, parts all fixed, and he's like, Rusty? And then he starts exterminating.
Yeah, so he got repaired,
again.
and he went right back to being a bad Dalek.
Bad Dalek. Bad Dalek.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's kind of like the David Tennant episode when Rose had her pet Dalek.
Yes, right.
Dalek, I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just starting the Dalek thing.
Right, we got to get used to it.
Yeah.
But
oh man,
the doctor kept saying there can't be a good Dalek, and Clara's saying, "Wait a minute, that just sounds like you're being prejudiced." Mm-hmm. And he says, "What we learned today is that there are no good Daleks." And Clara says, "That's not what you learned. Is that what you really think you learned? What did you catch? What they really learned?"
No.
You didn't catch what it was?
No.
What they really learned was that a Dalek can become good. When he's saying, no, look, he immediately became bad again, she's saying, yeah, but you're not looking at it the other way. For a short time, he became good, which means he has the capability of being good. So this is something we've never seen.
Every Dalek needs Clara to shrink down and turn on the lights so that it could have all its memories.
Yeah, so that was what the plan was. They had.
He said that, and then Claire's like, me, and he's like, oh, excellent idea, Clara.
Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah, somebody's got to go turn his memories back.
No, Clara's got to go turn up his...
All right, Clara, go turn on the thing. And she says, me? And he goes, great idea.
Right. Yes. Right, so he has her going to turn on the memories, and when he turns on the memories, it's going to go back to what made him good, why he had these thoughts. Because he told why. Do you remember why he had the good thoughts?
He saw a star.
He saw a star being born. He saw the beauty of the universe in that.
And what he said was... he said, I saw beauty, and he saw the star being born and learned that resistance is futile. Life will...
Star Trek! That was a Borg thing. Resistance is futile.
But life will continue to go on no matter what we do.
Right.
So we're destroying humans. We're destroying all this stuff, but they're still being born. And things are still going on. And so he realized we need to just end it. We need to just stop this because all we're doing is
just destroying,
spinning our wheels.
Yes.
And we're not actually stopping anything.
Right. And the doctor goes up and confronts the Dalek, what's inside, the human, or the living part of it. And he's standing there, and he's all small, and he's right by the thing's eye, and he says, we're face to face, eye to eye.
No, he says eye to eye, not face to face. Eye to eye, because all you see is the big...
one big eye.
Yeah, the one big eye.
Aren't they only... Don't they only have one eye? Isn't it only one eye?
Yeah, I think the other one's like all closed.
Slithering gross.
Yes.
And then there's an eye.
Yes. And then there's an eye, right? So this is where the doctor starts talking to him about it, and Claire's there turning on the memories, and the Dalek sees again the star being born.
I thought it was really interesting how they showed so much feeling in that one eye.
Yes.
Like you could really the scene
see
was going on. It was
changed.
anger, it was all different emotions being conveyed.
I think that Dalek was a heck of an actor. That's what I think was going on.
It was very good.
So, as he's doing this, the doctor, now I didn't quite get how he did this, but he did kind of a Vulcan mind meld, speaking to Star Trek. Spock
he ripped up those.
Yeah, Spock will hold the guy's head and they'll connect their minds. Well, that's what he did. He held those two things up and he pushed them together.
He ripped them out of there was a pipe, like tubing.
Right.
And he cut it open with his screwdriver, pulled out the innards, the cords or whatever, and then
put them together and they started shaking.
Right, and it caused kind of a mind meld between the Doctor and the Dalek. And the Dalek's like, wow, I see what you see. I see all the perfection and the beauty in the universe.
And what did he see? What did
hate.
Then he saw
for
the
hate. Daleks.
Right, and then all of a sudden you saw all that destruction of Daleks and Dalek ships, and he's like, it all of a sudden flipped him. He had started to become good, but now it turned on a hatred for Daleks. At the same time, when he wasn't good, he had signaled the Dalek ship to come and attack, right?
Yeah.
So they were attacking everybody that's out there.
But what did he do
outside of the Dalek?
Now he's killing them.
Yeah, he starts turning on the Daleks.
Yeah, my favorite line in this whole episode, a Dalek says, there's a Dalek attack on the Daleks.
Right. And he did.
From a Dalek.
He killed them all. Maybe he got it wrong, too, just like we do. But yeah, he killed them all. So.
Well, and he said he initiated the retreat button, and they believe that the ship is gone.
Right, that it's going to blow up, self-destruct. And he's going to go back and be with the Daleks, but now he's got a mission.
But Rusty's going to stay with them.
No, he's going to stay with the Daleks.
No, he's just said, I'm going to stay with the ship.
No, he didn't. He said, I have to go back with the Daleks. And the doctor said, of course you do.
Yeah.
You have your mission now. Because he's a soldier. He's got to go and complete his mission and start killing Daleks.
Well, boy, I missed the whole premise.
You were not paying attention to that part.
He said, I'm going to stay with the ship. So I heard...
No,
they stay with these guys.
He has to go back
with you guys now that
because he signaled the thing. Now they're going to take him back.
And he said, "I'm not a good Dalek. You're a good Dalek."
Right.
Yeah, that was hard for the doctor to hear
because the doctor said there are no good Daleks.
Yeah,
and he said, "I'm not a good Dalek."
And Journey,
you're a good Dalek.
Journey wanted to go with the doctor.
And Journey, we didn't say her name. That was the girl at the beginning, the soldier whose brother got killed. And then the doctor pulled her onto the TARDIS with his coffee. That was Journey Blue was her name.
And he doesn't want to take her because
I love it when Claire says, Journey Blue? Oh, I just met a pink.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we didn't even talk about that. We'll get there, though.
But she wants to go with the doctor. I was right in the middle of a sentence.
Okay.
She wants to go with him, and he says... I would take you, but you're a soldier. I wish you weren't a soldier.
Right.
And because he's got to have somebody who balances him. Claire is a school teacher. her first thought is not violence.
Right.
And if he takes a soldier, he doesn't have anyone to counteract his impulsive.
Exactly. He also doesn't like guns and violence. So having a soldier there might awaken that part of him. He wants to resist that, which is why he was asking, am I a good man? If he's questioning that, he's also questioning whether he would kill, whether he would go where he doesn't think he should go.
And Clara says, I don't know if you're a good man, but I think you try to be, and that's what matters.
Now, what's interesting is the Doctor did have a soldier as a companion way back.
He did?
Yes. So the fact that he's resisting a soldier at this point and saying no, it's like, did that end in a way that he doesn't want to experience that again? Or has he changed so much over time that he's just not letting that in?
Yeah, I think the second one.
Now, here's the other part of that. Let's go back to the new guy at Clara's school, Danny Pink.
Daniel Pink?
He's
one of our favorite business gurus.
Yes. He is a teacher, a new teacher, and he kind of likes Clara.
Speaking of soldier.
And kind of likes him, and he's a soldier.
Yeah.
Or a former soldier. Because she says something about him crying or something, and he's like, what, did somebody tell you? So there must be something where he
just cried in front of his class.
Oh, is that what it was?
Oh, wait, now
I didn't pay attention to that part.
He cried in front of his classroom. Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go there. He's teaching in front of the class, and the one student says, have you ever killed anyone? And he says, well, I was a soldier, and there were other soldiers that were not on our side.
Right.
And the kid says, have you ever killed anyone who was not a soldier? And he said, I'm done answering questions. Yep. And he said, tomorrow, so let me go over the homework again. And he cried.
Right.
And the students were all staring at him.
I forgot that he cried.
And so he was thinking, oh my gosh, the students walked out and it's spreading that I cried in front of my class.
Right.
So.
Okay, I got that now.
And how funny, what do you want to say?
She said, you want to know what Claire says? I actually have the quote that she said.
Go for it.
She said, did you kill someone and cry? She said that.
Yes.
So here's why this is interesting. Like, he's liking Clara, and she's flirting with him. She's liking him. I think he's going to end up on the TARDIS.
I think he's
just like Mickey, just like Rory. But he's a soldier.
I know.
So how is the Doctor going to deal with him?
Guess what? I think he's going to be a really important part, because he keeps like, what is it when he was a soldier? Okay, but why does he keep like crying?
Right.
When somebody mentions the.
Well, because he's got a heart, so he has that same.
Going to let him on.
Yeah, he has that same emotional thing that the Doctor is also looking for.
And he's a teacher,
right?
And he's not currently a soldier. Yeah. So Journey is standing there with a gun. I mean, she's a soldier. She is full on a soldier. That's what he doesn't want. But I think that Pink.
But this might bring him further into what he needs.
And I loved.
And he might also like the color pink better than blue.
That could be too.
So he's going to want a pink TARDIS,
right?
But I just thought it was interesting because everybody at the school was making a point that he was some kind of player,
right?
That he was a ladies' man.
Yeah, and he's not.
But then we see him in his exchange with Clara, and he's so awkward. And then he keeps thinking about how he'd want to respond, and he comes out with something completely different.
Yeah.
Then he goes and he sits at his desk, and he's just beating his head against his desk.
And it's going dong, dong, dong.
And Clara's standing there watching him, and
he's like, how long have you been watching this? She said, longer than you'd like.
Yes, exactly.
And she said, is that your head or your or the table?
Right.
And making
that noise.
Right.
So she asks him to go out with her. And so I really think they're cute. I like them, and I like them together. And
I think he's going to be a real interesting one with the Doctor.
I agree with you, and I think that I think there's a story there that we're not.
I think so
yet.
too. Well, another story element that we're just getting glimpses of, and that's one of the things that show does so great.
Wow, we forgot some of the.
He was in the middle of a sentence.
One of the things that show does so great, it will plant seeds early, and it may take 5 years before we see what those seeds really were. Well, we saw him in that last episode when he was writing all that stuff and he was doing all these calculations. In the TARDIS, we said last week we thought it looked like it kind of had that around him. But this time he was walking down when he was talking to Clara, and there was a whole board with all those little calculations.
Mm-hmm.
What is he figuring out? What is he getting that we know is going to play out later?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we forgot the part where it showed heaven.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, they don't say it.
Because
she says it's heaven.
The one soldier died, and so Missy, yes. She says,
Missy was back.
Welcome to heaven. Would you like some tea?
Okay. Any ideas on Missy? I know what we thought last week. Got any new thoughts?
No. I think she's just a runner of heaven. Somebody that runs it.
I don't.
I don't think so
Because whenever somebody comes, she's there.
I
she's
think
right
it's some kind of fake world.
I think she's catching them.
Yes.
They've had an interaction.
Only certain ones. She's catching ones that have interacted with the Doctor.
Right.
We're not
Recently.
seeing other people there.
People that have died right there by the Doctor.
Yeah.
She's catching them before they go on. She's saying, welcome to heaven, but that's not heaven.
No.
And
no.
I still think that she could either turn out to be another Time Lord, a female Time Lord,
she might be the Master.
She might be the Master.
Because
we just
Time Lord?
Don't know. Right, and the Time Lord, everyone always says, oh, well, the Doctor, why doesn't he turn into a woman? Well, they haven't given an answer to that. He very well could. But how do we know that the Master didn't this time? I don't know, but this Missy thing is intriguing.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some favorite lines.
Yeah, let's hear them.
It's been in every episode.
Yes, all two of them.
All two.
Every episode. Two.
Okay, when they were saying they were going to shrink them down and put them into the patient, and the Doctor says, great idea for a movie. Terrible idea for a proctologist.
Yeah.
I loved that. And then...
Yeah, that would be a pain in the butt to have that happen.
Awesome pun. High five me.
And then when he brings Clara the coffee, and she says, you left 3 weeks ago. But he says, I got distracted. And she says, with what? And he says, there's always something.
Yeah. I think I'm going to start saying that.
When he says to her, you're not a young woman. and she says, and he goes, well, you don't look it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just awful.
Clara, if you think about it, she took some beatings last week with
Strax, yeah.
When he was calling her boy and everything. Well, this week, she's like, when they're crawling through the thing, and she goes, any comments about my hips? And he goes, your hips will be fine. You're built like a man.
Oh, it's just
so
painful. And he says, this is Clara.
Yeah.
She's my, and he goes, not my assistant. She's something. And she said, carer.
And he said, yeah, she cares, so I don't have to.
Exactly.
I need one of those.
Yes, you do.
I need a carer.
None of us do that for you.
So I can just go, here, talk to this person.
Right. Nope, doesn't happen.
Talk to her. My mom.
And then when Clara says to the Doctor, you're not my boss. She says, you're not my boss. You're one of my hobbies. And I thought that was really
Back
funny.
at that line.
And he says later, I don't pay you at all. I don't pay you anything. And she said, no, you couldn't afford me.
Oh,
go ahead.
Well, my favorite line is the Star Trek line, resistance is futile. I love that the Dalek said that. What?
I can totally trump you. When they're in the Dalek and she said, they said, make sure you're breathing.
Yes.
And she says, why? And he says, ever microwave lasagna without pricking the film on top? And then he looks at her and says, don't be lasagna.
Oh, please don't be lasagna.
It would just explode.
Oh, gross.
Oh, so funny.
Now, I want to talk about one more thing. unless you guys have other stuff. But I have one more thing that I want to bring up. One of the things that I enjoy on this show, and I've mentioned it, I think, before, but I want to really highlight it because here it was so freaking cool, is the sound.
Okay.
I have enjoyed the sound, even when you go back to that original series and the cool sound of the TARDIS when it does its thing.
I can do that sound,
Yeah?
Alright. I forgot it.
Maybe you want to work on it.
Just what I just said. I can do that sound, and now I can't do it. Oh, man.
Well, that'll be debuted in another show. How's that?
Too much pressure.
So, the sound design, though, and where it really, I love the music, I love those normal sounds we hear, but when they were doing the nano scaling, and they were sitting inside that tube, and the music was kind of playing, and then you heard, all the stuff around, because the sound changed inside the tube as opposed to outside. I just really, really love the sound design of this show. And then when they went into that liquid.
Yeah, that was really cool.
A lot of shows, if it did that, you would hear gurgling liquid and that. This, it was so much more subtle. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's the kind of stuff that I'm a sound person. I love when sound is done well. And this, man, had outstanding sound. Well, I'm visual also. I mean, obviously, I totally dig all the stuff happening here, but that sound design, especially that scene, just stood out to me where I'm like, I really wanted to bring it up. Because it's something I've noticed since forever watching the show. Back when I used to watch every week with Tom Baker, I always was like, this show sounds so cool. And that was when it was just a crappy little speaker on my little, my little Zenith TV. I still thought it sounded good.
But even it's a Zenith TV.
Yeah, you know what? It's the town next to Chester's Mill and Under the Dome. That's what Zenith is. So there you go. I just wanted to bring that up.
All right. I want to do another.
You got another quote?
One last one.
And I got one more thing I want to bring up.
When
I thought I was done.
I loved Gretchen Allison Carlisle.
Yes.
I loved her.
We got to remember it.
We're going to remember her because it's coming back.
It's coming back. She said, name something after me. Gretchen
and she's
Allison Carlisle.
She went to heaven with Missy as
yes.
well.
And guess what?
That might be
I need to remember it because I have a friend named Gretchen.
Right.
Who's a Doctor Who fanatic.
Who is a Doctor Who fanatic.
She actually dressed up as the Cyber Queen one year.
That's awesome.
For Halloween.
Yeah. So the quote is, she's going along and she's trying to determine whether or not she's going to sacrifice herself for this mission. And she says, is he mad or is he right? And she keeps asking, is he mad or is he right? And Clara says, hand on my heart.
A little bit of both.
Most days he's both. And she says, I am Gretchen Allison Carlisle. And she says to the doctor, do something amazing and name it after me.
No, she says do something great, and the doctor says, I'll do something amazing.
There we go. Thank you. And so he promised her. So I'm waiting to see what happens in
I am
episode
too.
Where Gretchen Allison Carlisle is going
that
to
name will be important, yes.
Important. So,
now, I wanted to point out two more quick things.
Mm-hmm.
I said one, and now it's two. One is, Molly got to be inside a Dalek this week, because when we went to see the pilot...
Don't worry, I wasn't struck down, and I had to go through the...
Molly, you got to go inside of Nigel the Purple Dalek.
Yeah.
Which, anyone that's listening, if you want to see what that is, just go to Google and type in Nigel the Purple Dalek, and you can see him. He's awesome. It's a real Dalek. And a friend of ours made him. We're friends with him now. We met him through this. And his daughter is the one that drives Nigel.
It's
and
really
you got
cool.
to go inside.
Yeah, I didn't have the pieces on and stuff, but I had the bottom, so I felt like I was in a tiny Dalek car.
Yeah, so cool.
And it has the controls that are really cool.
And it has a whisk and a plunger.
Yep.
And it lights up and it talks and you can say, exterminate.
Because you've got a headset on.
Yep.
And it says exterminate.
The one day we heard her say, Dad, I need some help.
I
need some help.
And so that was kind of funny to hear her just trying to have a normal conversation.
So yeah, I think you can find Nigel on Facebook, friend or like Nigel. Find Nigel on Twitter. Nigel's awesome.
We can post it.
Yeah, we'll put some links on our stuff. Maybe we'll put them in the show notes. We'll put a thing for Nigel the Purple Dalek. So that was one thing. The other thing that...
And that was at AMC.
I have another thing.
Yep, at AMC in Schaumburg they had...
South Barrington.
Oh, South Barrington. They had the Nigel the Purple Dalek there.
I have something. Now I remember how to make the TARDIS sound.
Let's hear it.
There you go.
Very good. Excellent. My last thing, and this is one that you two wouldn't know, but I was struck while watching this a few times at the tonal difference of this. You know, this is different with Peter Capaldi. And what I started...
Well, every Doctor's always different.
They are. But what I was feeling while I was watching this...
There's a little bit of Matt Smith, I felt.
Well, yeah, definitely. I was also getting... It felt more like a classic Who episode than like after it's been brought back. After Eccleston and all that. This felt more like, to me, because I watched all those Tom Bakers, it had that feel of the Tom Baker stuff. Mm-hmm. Like there was action to it, but the story was something else.
And it has a lot more personality than the Chris Eccleston, to me.
I didn't really like his thing.
Which one, Chris Eccleston?
No, I didn't. I always loved Doctor Who. I love all the Doctors. I love David Tennant. I love Matt Smith, but just...
That one doesn't connect for you?
No more yelling.
Yeah, but what Peter Capaldi brings is some of the darkness of Chris Eccleston.
Yes.
And the lightness of Matt Smith.
Yeah, I definitely see him tied to all of them, but I really, when they wrote this one, it felt very much to me like it was classic Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. It's a little different. It just tonally that was there. So I'm interested to see, is this what we're going to see this season? Is it going to be
get a little further,
a little more throwback than the modern era Who, which I'm good with all of it. I can't.
I love it all. Oh yeah.
I can't name anything I don't like. So there we go. Is that it? All right. Thank you for listening, everybody. This has been Coo Coo for Who.
A Doctor Who podcast.
Yes. You can find past episodes of this. You can find episodes of our they actually said to call them our Uncle podcast.
The Creepy Uncle?
The Creepy Uncle podcast, Next Stop Everywhere, which is a really fun show.
They actually know stuff.
Yeah. And you can find all of our podcasts.
Uncle, we're their little kid.
Right. And you can find all of our podcasts at our website, which is
www.southgatemediagroup.com.
You can find links to all of our social media there as well. Look up either Coo Coo for Who or Southgate Media Group. And send us emails. We love to hear from fans. We love to hear what you're thinking of this season. Communicate with us. Don't exterminate us. The email is southgatemediagroup@gmail.com, and that goes right to the three of us. That's it. Thank you for listening, everybody. If you would like to donate to help pay for this and other Southgate Media Group podcasts, simply go to our website, southgatemediagroup.com, and click on the donate button. It can be as little as $1 or, well, as much as you want. Help keep this fun going by supporting this and our other shows. Thanks again for listening, everyone. You're the best fans in the world.